KD is the most pure scorer in NBA history. Tell me why he is.
Durant is probably the best hooper, but the greatest player, embodies so much more.
You got Kyrie, James Harden.
Fail.
Then he went to Phoenix.
Fail.
Now he's
Okay,
in
so-
Houston and he's gonna.
Okay. Just because you say it's not true doesn't make yours true.
No, it is
you
true.
say no, it doesn't.
Okay.
You're rage baiting.
LeBron represents domination. LeBron represents equality. LeBron is motherfucking Captain America. All right?
I'm a KD fan, and I'm in here to defend his legacy from all this toxicity and these haters back here.
KD is one of the most underappreciated, most talented, but also the most criticized NBA star of all time.
My first claim today is that KD gets unfairly criticized for joining the Warriors back in 2017.
I don't think he gets criticized nearly enough. I think look, an Oklahoma City resident, if he even utters the name KD in a positive light, he should be banned from Oklahoma. Okay? Look, I speak on behalf of every single Oklahoma City fan ever. Look, we can go. I know everyone's gonna mention. Yes, he blows a 3-1 lead. He goes 73-9 Warriors. Everyone's talking about it. But really, let's think about the context of that, right? The Warriors lost to the Cavs, so now we see the Warriors are beatable. There's cracks in the armor. If I'm Kevin Durant, I'm saying, look, we got 3 games against the Warriors. Let's retool. Let me stay with the Thunder. Let me retool. Let's do something else. We can beat the Warriors, and then we go play the Cavs, right? But no, what does Kevin Durant do? He says, no, you know what? I want to take the easy way out. I want to say Westbrook. Let me go over here and just win the easiest 2 rings ever and the fakest 2 rings ever.
Our forefathers in the NBA, players wanted more freedom, more ability to move around the league, right? They fought for that. Multiple CBAs have undergone construction in order for players to have the freedom to change and go to a team that they desire. What's wrong with him simply exercising his right? He said he wasn't enjoying ball as much, and so he went to a team where he felt he could.
You could do what you want.
That's all it comes down to.
Yeah, of course. It's freedom. But to this day, I think he could have won with OKC. I think he could have won 2 or 3 with OKC if he stayed, right? And I think to this day, I truly believe Kevin Durant regrets that decision because he is on Twitter as of August 3rd, a couple days ago, arguing with dudes that something happened 10 years ago. And I know 100% he needs to be more criticized for that thing. I don't think we talk about it nearly enough.
I think that iteration of the Thunder sort of hit their head on the proverbial ceiling. It's one thing to be upset with the team he goes to, but for him to utilize his freedom to do so, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's the unfair part of the criticism. You can be mad at the team, but he exercised his right. He played long enough and, had the contract in order to go. There's nothing wrong with that.
First of all, my boy Timothy Chalamet, he was talking, all right? He was talking, all right? Now, first of all, if we get jumped tomorrow and we lose, and I see y'all hanging out with the people that jumped us, that's cool? No, that's not cool. That don't even make sense. How you gonna leave after blowing the 3-1 lead? Well, he shot 12 for 31, then 10 for 31. Either way, he didn't show up, huh? You know who did, though? Every year after that, Russell Westbrook. He could have stayed. That's all I'm saying. Sha got the ring, but you couldn't. I didn't see Sha leave. I didn't see Russell beg to leave. All I'm saying is
Russell
you
did
left
leave.
the people that beat you. He didn't leave right after like him.
The trade, but he asked for the trade.
All I'm saying is KD left the team that beat him. It don't matter if Draymond pulled up crying, talking about we need you, man. You telling me the Warriors that beat you lost to LeBron. So y'all said, we got to team up and beat LeBron. What that say about LeBron? He's Thanos. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. He left his team for the team that beat him. No loyalty.
Yeah, what's wrong with winning? And he still
That's
went out
crazy.
there and balled out.
So you went to the best team instead
And
of
balled
just
out.
staying there and trying to get better.
Unless you're counting the NBA champs as the best team, then the Cavs are the best
So
team.
he couldn't go to the front office and try to get somebody? He couldn't do nothing?
I don't think they had any
No,
flexibility either.
no loyalty. That's all I'm saying, man. And he frail. Like, again, he built like the Roman numerals. That's all I got to say.
What's good, bro? Now, again, my main point here, he was a free agent. He has every right to go to whichever team he wants.
All right, that's a good take. So here's mine. When we talk about NBA superstars, right, the likes of KD, Kobe, Jordan, LeBron, those guys, right, they're held to a certain standard. That's just the way it goes. Now, I assume if you, as a fan of the game as I am, you love the narratives, the storylines, the big things that come with the game that make you feel like, damn, this is why I'm a fan of the NBA.
Yeah.
LeBron, let's take his situation, 2010. We already know what happens, loses in the playoffs, goes over to Miami.
Yeah.
So was that unfair criticism to LeBron as well?
I thought it was unfair. Now, again, it's different because obviously Miami didn't win the championship that year. But still, he decided to go team up, you know what I'm saying, with 2 other bona fide superstars.
Yep.
So, but I still thought there was no need to criticize him on that. It was free agent. Wasn't like he forced his way there. utilize his freedom of choice and movement.
All right, so as an NBA fan, like we just said, we love the storylines, we love the narratives, we love that diehard mentality that these superstars bring to their teams. That is the weakest move of any NBA superstar that gets criticized at the highest point in NBA media. Those criticisms are fair as a pure hoop fan of you don't think so?
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why right now.
I'd love to hear it.
Yes, the Warriors at the time were the defending champs, and yeah, they were up 3-1. Not taking away from that. He played like down the stretch of those games. Absolutely. Not taking away from that. But I think it's unfair, and the reason why, I think we can all say if the Warriors in that current form face the Cavs again after they lost, I think we can all say the Cavs were going to win again, right?
Probably.
So then that means there is a need. There's some type of hole on that Warriors roster if they can't get over that hump, right? That Warriors team wasn't going to win another championship
I was
as constructed.
up 3-1 against you, and now I join you to beat everybody. That's a weak move.
You just told me you didn't think they would beat the Cavs if they faced them again as constructed.
But we're not talking about a whack team.
So they need.
About a 73-9
So they
with the
needed
unanimous MVP.
Hold on, but all I'm saying is,
shooters in history.
you said they couldn't beat. How were they going to beat the Cavs? You said they weren't going to beat them again. So they needed KD.
I didn't say.
So
they
there's
needed
nothing
him.
weak about that. He's a need and he filled it. That's
Weak
what it
move.
comes down to.
I don't respect it, and the media shouldn't respect it either.
You said because you got the freedom that you shouldn't get criticized. Just because you got the freedom to do something that does not mean you can't get criticized. I got the freedom to buy some spoiled milk and I drink and get sick. I can get criticized. You on your arm you have a brand of Omega Psi Phi. So right now, if you had a step contest against the Kappa Alpha Psi, another fraternity, which you know Divine Nine, them boys beat you. You mean to tell me you gonna renounce your letters and go join Kappa so you can win the step contest?
Oh, no, this is attack.
That's what you gonna tell me?
Okay. First part of your point that started off strong, but I'm gonna tell you why. This is apples and oranges. This is actually like lifetime commitment. You're signing a contract with the team. He played out his contract. That's all he's required to do. After that, he's free to go choose to sign a contract with whatever team or organization. So that's the difference. You can't compare that to that.
It's not a lifetime commitment.
People who renounce don't go join other organizations either.
Your point is he had the freedom to do it. Just because you have the freedom to do something does not mean you are totally absolved from criticism.
This is an argument. This is an argument based on emotion, and if someone says, I think this is weak because it's an emotional reaction, and you're saying, well, technically he's well within his right to be weak, it's not a winning argument. You're right, but it's not a winning argument, and this is about winning arguments. I think they got it.
Yeah, I 100% agree. The haters, they got this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think you did a good job of kind of like speaking to like him being able to exercise his free will. Like, yeah, he's allowed to do that. But I think the people in this room who have played basketball before, we all remember that time in our lives when it went from a fun game to something that was competitive, right? And you know that when you play pickup and you go fives with another team and you lose, you're not, let's mix it up to have some fun. Nah, run that back. You know what I mean? So like, he was allowed to make whatever decision that he wanted to make for sure, but you are going to get criticized and it's no unfair to it. If you don't like it, go play downside. Go play something else. I don't know.
My next claim is that KD was the greatest player on the greatest team in NBA history.
Greatest player on the greatest team.
Obviously, I disagree. What specific year are you talking about?
We're talking the 2017.
2017. First year KD gets there.
Yeah.
How can he be the best player when the 2 years prior, Steph was already better than KD? Steph is coming off of back-to-back MVPs. He's coming off one of the best offensive seasons we've ever seen from a player. Now that KD goes to Steph's team, how is KD better?
I'm going to answer your question with a question because I want to know before I feel like before I answer, I need this. What is exactly outside of shooting, what is Steph better than KD at?
Listen, he is a better shooter and he is a better passer than KD. If all we're trying to do is win basketball games, Steph has that over KD. He has that. He has the 2 MVPs prior to him. He has a championship prior to him. Even after KD left, the system doesn't change. Why? Because Steph Curry's the system. Because Steph is still
right.
there.
No, you're right. But they also had that lull, right? For Steph, for you to say that.
Yes, when Klay Thompson blew out his Achilles and his ACL, and Steph broke his hand. So when everybody's healthy, they win championships.
We just saw them healthy last year too, right?
They won.
Now take Steph won before KD. Absolutely, he won after him.
And he won after him.
But I'm saying,
and in the situations, has Kevin Durant been to the conference finals since he left Steph Curry's team?
We're talking individual at this point on that team who was the better player or who's the greatest player on that team.
Go ahead.
Steph's offensive impact, absolutely. I'm not taking away from that, but KD impacted the other areas of the game at a much greater level. Steph was still being hidden on people defensively and hunted, right? We saw that.
Okay.
You can't do that with
Yeah,
KD.
I'm not saying
I mean, yeah,
that. I'm not saying
they couldn't do that. KD was an elite rebounder because he was still athletic at that point. He was still an elite rebounder, and then offensively as well. He fit well into the system and was still able to go get his down the stretch when the Warriors couldn't. When they were getting mucked up and they needed a bucket, who did they go to? Respectfully, it wasn't Steph. They dumped it down there to KD.
Before KD got to Golden State, I think we can both say that once he got there, he was a better rebounder and a better defender than he was in OKC. Correct?
I'm gonna disagree with that only because I think his last 2 years.
You don't think he got better once he went to Golden State?
I don't think so.
I do. I will say that I do think that KD went up a level, but he was able to go up a level because he was able to play free because Steph Curry allowed Steph Curry and Steph Curry's gravity allowed him to do everything. If we're playing basketball, like, yes, somebody can go and score 27. Give me the 5 guys who can impact winning the most. Steph Curry is one of the 5 best impactful players of all time.
I'm not taking away from that, but what I'm saying,
it sets the stage for
if
Kevin
you put
Durant.
them on, but I mean, this is why team construction is so important. When we're looking, like, you can't look at everything in a vacuum, right?
Mm-hmm.
Team construction. All the spacing the Warriors had allows for that to happen.
And
right?
how does that spacing get there?
Well, I mean, they had yes, obviously Steph, not taken away, but they also had Clay. They had so much spacing on the bench. They were the best 3-point shooting team in history. That's what I'm saying.
Led by who? The best shooter of all time.
They had two people hitting over 200. That's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying it starts and stops with Steph Curry. And so if you're building that team, you start with Steph Curry and then you fill the pieces around it. And I think that because of that, Steph Curry's impact makes him the better player.
I don't think so, only because one side of the ball isn't enough. It wasn't enough then. He had a great team around him with great defense, and I think if he didn't have said pieces around him, it wouldn't matter. I think if you would have dropped KD into that same spacing earlier in his career, it would have been a different story. If you look at the teams KD played on OKC, anytime they had at least 3 individuals who shot 40% from 3, which only happened 3 other times in his career at OKC, they went to the conference finals. When they failed to have more than 2 people who shot over 40% from 3, meaning he had some space to operate, they did not advance to the conference finals or further. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let's get it. State your claim.
I think KD was the greatest player on the greatest team in NBA history.
The greatest team, the Celtics, won 11 championships in 13 years. The Bulls won 6 in 8 years. They probably would have won 8 if Jordan never went on his baseball sabbatical. And then I think the Laker, Kobe, Shaq years, their peak, their prime was actually better. If we go to KD specifically during that dynasty, they won a championship before KD. They won a championship after KD. So I don't know how he is the greatest player on that team, and that team is definitely not the greatest team ever.
Okay, thank you. You got there. I was going to say you're naming franchises. We're not talking franchise. We're talking individual team in NBA history.
Yeah, those teams were better. No, during those dynasties, those individual teams were better.
There wasn't a single.
Just because you shake your head don't mean it's not true.
No, I mean, it doesn't make just because you say it's not true doesn't make yours true.
No, it is true.
Say, no, it doesn't.
Okay.
No, it doesn't.
Go ahead.
I don't like getting. It's going to get me out. You're rage baiting me. I'm not gonna rise to it.
I'm speaking my truth.
There isn't a single Celtics team from the 80s dynasty I would take over that Warriors. They would get shot out the gym quickly. I'm not taking them. I'll listen on the Jordan 72-10 team. If it isn't the Warriors, it's absolutely them. I'll take that. The Shaq Kobe Lakers, and particularly that 2000-2001 season, that's a team in that conversation.
Lakers, Kareem Lakers, 5 championships.
I'm not taking them over that Warriors generation.
The Lakers competition was way better than the Warriors competition. In the 2 KD years, right, that they won a championship, Kevin Love was concussed. LeBron had a broken hand. The second year they won the championship, Kyrie already left. And that's just the KD years. If you think about Magic was playing against Bird every single year. Who's the better small forward than KD, by the way?
Not rising to that. LeBron by himself is a greater player than any one of those dynasties you mentioned. He's better than Jordan. So just off the strength, if we want to go off the competition, there's that. Okay.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, but yeah, that's all I'm saying. And my thing is, well, you really didn't. You talked more than teams. I don't think any of those teams you mentioned. Again, I'll listen mostly on the Lakers and that Bulls. But even then, I don't think they had the versatility defensively. Now the Lakers had Shaq. There will never be anybody who can ever stop Shaq. You couldn't stop him with a whole team. Not taking away from that, but I think the pieces around them weren't as strong as what the Warriors had built.
80s Lakers, their 2 best players were better than anybody that was on the Warriors, right?
I'll take Steph. You could drop Steph on any one of those Lakers teams, and he would be like
better than Kareem and Magic.
He would be better than Magic.
Oh,
Steph, I think Steph would be better than Magic on that.
He
team.
cannot do more than less than Magic.
If you drop Steph or KD into the 80s, they would think that it's like witch magic. There was nothing like them.
He wouldn't even be able to do that.
What do you mean he wouldn't
Like
be
his
able to?
mindset would be different.
What do you mean?
It's a different era.
No.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. He did change the era. That's fair. He did change basketball, but yeah.
Like, yeah. All I'm saying is, I think the Warriors team changed the whole way the game of basketball is played fundamentally. We started seeing spacing on levels never before.
I don't disagree with that.
Well, I'll make it quick. The 2001 Lakers, better team, swept through the whole playoffs. Got to the Sixers 4-1. Get them out of here. Championship. We done. That team right there, Kobe and Shaq, it's a reason why people still reference Kobe and Shaq to this day, because they were that dominant. That duo is probably the best duo in the history of NBA basketball. Yeah. So that team right there, better than the Warriors. 72-10 Bulls. Like, do we really need to go into that? Jordan came back wearing the 4-5. Rodman, you got Pippen, you getting the rebounds, you got everything pieced together wonderfully. You got just big meat down low, pause. Because you had Longley down low. You got the 3-point shooters. They had everything pieced together perfectly, which is why they went 72-10, went through the playoffs, got to the finals. It didn't reach the Game 7. Jordan got the Finals MVP. Those two teams right then and there. Better teams than those Warriors. Better player. We talk about Steph. We talk about Durant. You talk about Durant's defense. You got to understand that Steph is money after half court. Like, Steph's shooting, nobody compares him. Durant can shoot, but even Durant is not in Steph's stratosphere.
No,
Steph,
absolutely not.
Steph, like, the thing is, you got to understand the stress that you go through as a defense. It breaks your mind. We talk about mentals. We got to get into mentals now. When a person passes half court, you know they can just pull up and the coach is cool with it and it's a good shot. That stretches your defense and it messes with your mind. Sports is in the mind. You could be as good as you want, but if your mind ain't strong, you begin to crumble and you can't deliver the championships you need to, like Durant hasn't. The only two he has is with a Warrior team who had rings before and had rings after. Every other team he went through, Durant himself, I'm cutting myself off, Durant himself has said, I just want to hoop. Durant is probably the best hooper that has ever lived, but the greatest player. A player embodies so much more. Steph has a deficiency on defense, but on offense they are so great. His handle, his passing, his vision, and just the pure stress he puts on the defense because, like I said, he can pull up from anywhere.
Before you can even argue that any team is better than the Warriors, that 2017 championship team, you have to point me to a team that won more games in the playoffs, 16, nobody else has, with less losses. They only had one loss. I know Lakers were 15-1, but the Warriors were 16-1.
That's just because the first round.
No, I mean, no, but it's there. So that's what I'm saying.
I mean, the Lakers would have been the same.
So their dominance is stated, obviously stated on its own. There's no other. I mean, when it comes to the Bulls, what did the Bulls do in the playoffs? Their margin of victory wasn't near what the Warriors was. Now the Lakers. Again, Lakers absolutely in that combo to me more than the Bulls even. But there's no other team
Lakers team means the whole season.
You also understand what it means to go 72-10.
I think actually the Warriors had the most win. If we count the regular season as well, they ended up with the most wins.
What you got to realize, going through the whole slog of the regular season, having that many wins, that takes a toll on the team as well. So you got to factor that into account because we saw with the 73-9 Warriors, do they got the chip? They don't. The 16-0 Patriots, we're going to take it to football. Do they have a chip? No, because when you go through the regular season, you're so great and you keep it on for so long, you stay up for so long. Look at your body. If you just stay up for 24 hours and not have you go do a whole bunch of tasks and you never rest, your ability and your cognitive ability will drop. Same thing in the regular season going to the postseason. You got them boys in there, they running. Look what happened with the Knicks just recently, why they got rid of Tibbs, because he ran his starters in the ground. Great regular season, but they couldn't sustain it in the postseason because they were all wasted.
The Warriors sustained though. They won the title. So, but yes.
That was a close one until the last round. And I think the haters came out on top. I think the fan was making points. He had me until the final point for why the Warriors are the best team was based on cumulative total victories over a team that won the same percentage. There's just less games being played. And then a lot of other people obviously mentioned other comparable great teams. And I don't feel like the fan did a good job of explaining why the Warriors have to be number one.
Okay, I like that point. For me personally, I'm going with the fan. He brought up amazing points. One of the best ones that he brought up was how that 2017 team as an individual would blow any other team out in history, simply because of shooting and how they transformed the game.
Okay, I don't know if I believe that, what you just said. But I will say that the fan did a really good job of explaining why Kevin Durant was the best player on his team. Whether I believe it or not is irrelevant. I just think he did a good job of explaining why KD was so special. However, I'm giving it to the haters because there are just too many. They gave too many examples of better teams with better leading men. So because of that, I'm giving it to the haters.
My next claim is that KD is the most pure scorer in NBA history.
I like this. We rolling? Your boy KD hit the transfer portal again?
What does that have to do with him being the most pure scorer?
I don't know. You tell me.
I mean, it speaks for itself. He scored the most points in the least amount of minutes in NBA history. Even with missing as much time as he has, he's still 8th right now, all time, on the scoring list, and he's only rising.
Michael Jordan averaged 37 a game. Will average 50. Kyrie is a way more skillful scorer than Kevin Durant. He can score on 3 levels. Can I talk? He has every option as an offensive player that you could ever think of. And the options you can't think about. Kyrie Irving is a more complete scorer than Kevin Durant.
How many points has Kyrie scored in his career?
You tell me. I don't know.
Less. He's not in the conversation. We can move that on. Bring the next down. He's not in the conversation. Okay, you can say I can hear you on Jordan because Jordan, obviously, it speaks for itself. But when we're looking at complete pure scores, Jordan did not have all the options available KD does. Jordan was never efficient from 3. That's one thing that we can agree on. He never was a good 3-point shooter, and that's cool. That's fine. But that takes away from him being a pure scorer. KD for his career is a 50% shooter from the field, 39% from 3, and 88% from the line. That means whenever you're fouling him, he's punishing you. That means that he can pull up from 3 whenever the paint is crowded. And, of course, he's efficient from the field overall.
You're like KD always talking about his efficiency, but efficiencies don't matter when we're talking about killer instinct. Kobe Bryant, way more of a killer when it comes to scoring. Michael Jordan, way more of a killer when it comes to scoring.
Who has more
Kevin Durant
who has more scoring titles? You can't mention
the past 6
don't mention Kobe. Don't mention Kobe. Don't mention Kobe with KD. Don't mention Kobe with KD when it comes to scoring titles because that's still uneven. KD has more scoring titles than Kobe. He has a higher career scoring average than Kobe. He's more efficient from the field from Kobe. You cannot mention
keep
the two.
talking about efficiency.
They're not in the same. Everybody cares about efficiency.
Winning.
We're not talking about winning. We're talking about scoring. So that's what we're gonna do. I don't want to hear anything else.
Will Chamberlain averaged 50 for a whole season.
Who has more points?
LeBron has more points than KD.
We're talking about pure score. We're not talking how many total.
Score.
Pure.
You just said total.
What?
That's your argument.
You talked about Kyrie Irving. You already disqualified.
More skillful scorer.
You were disqualified from the jump.
I'm him.
You're disqualified from the jump.
KD's your
Kyrie's
goat. I'm
not
my
in
goat.
Listen. KD has proven himself.
Can we get a definition of pure score before we keep going?
That means full repertoire. I'm not necessarily talking back, but just multitude of
So
ways.
we're talking 5 levels.
Yeah, like we got a lot of 2-level scorers. You know, they can't shoot from 3, but you know, they're good in mid-range. They can get in the post. They can go to the rim. I'm talking pure score, ability to score from all levels, do it efficiently. And you know, when you need a bucket, you know you can always go down there and toss it to him.
So when I do like this to the side, who I'm talking about? This is New York here, fella. We not better than Melo, dog. He had to go to the Rockets get Melo's number. What we talking about, beloved?
Are you talking better than Melo at what?
Melo, Melo's a way better scorer than him. Period.
So we're talking KD versus Melo.
Yes, Melo.
Okay.
Let's go.
Number 1, I want to give my respect and love to Melo. He is one of the greatest we've ever seen to fill it up. All right, let me start there. But when it comes to comparing the two his scores, KD's going to pass him on the – he already passed him on the list, has he not? So, I mean, there's that.
Ain't no super pass, though.
He's always been more efficient than Melo from the field, always. Wow. He's a better mid-range shooter than Melo. Even though Melo is probably top 3 all-time in mid-range, easily. But KD has cleared him in that regard always. KD's 3rd year, everybody started taking him over Melo. You know, it hasn't really been respectfully, when it comes to talking pure scores, they're not in the same combo anymore. KD kind of got out of that after he left OKC. Again, that's not to take away from Melo, but KD – over 50% from the field, career 40% from 3, and then again, he's even better from the line. So he's punishing you whenever you foul him or send him there.
So
Free points.
where is Kevin Durant's national championship when he was a freshman in college? Where's that at?
We're talking NBA.
We're talking about all careers, beloved. I don't care about the NBA
So we're
stuff.
talking all levels.
Careers, beloved. Let's talk about USA.
That doesn't make him a better scorer. That doesn't make him a more pure scorer than KD. You're talking about a national championship.
Bro,
KD averaged more.
Killing.
KD averaged more points in college than Melo.
He was killing.
He averaged more points than Melo in college.
Melo, you heard?
What? What's good,
We'll
bro?
have some fun later.
So I think KD is the most pure scorer in NBA history. Tell me why he isn't.
Because there's other people who are better scorers than him. One, you listen. The first thing that you brought up was his scoring titles. Michael Jordan has 10 of those.
Yeah.
Right. More than double. Then you brought up the fact that he's 8th all time. You got LeBron, who's on top of that, and then we have this convo of who's the most pure scorer. All of these levels. If you can just score the basketball, you're a scorer.
Yeah,
Like that's really what it is. So you have LeBron. You talked about having a go-to move. Kareem. Skyhook. He has everything. You can go to so many people across NBA history that are efficient. Because once we get to talking about the greatest scorers of all time, everybody's efficient. Everybody's great. So you have, I would say, those three guys are instantly better than Kevin Durant. Where you have scoring titles with Jordan, you have the all-around game with LeBron, who underrated bag.
I've never agreed with that he doesn't have a bag. I'm going to counter your claims one by one. All right, let me start with Jordan. I agree. Jordan obviously has the scoring titles to back that up. He has the MVPs as well, right? But
Efficient as
Jordan,
well.
Yeah. But the thing is, if you look at the amount of field goals attempted, it's more than double where KD's at. So if KD simply took more shots, I don't even think that's a conversation. Secondly, Jordan was very durable. I think one of the big things I think we can all admit, KD hasn't been very durable.
Availability is your best ability. Shut up.
That feeds into it. But for him to still be where he is currently and still trucking on despite those injuries, I think there's that. I think Jordan, the one hole in his game was always, he would even say, he said multiple times he wasn't an efficient three-point shooter. That was one thing that wasn't in there. And then for Kareem, I really don't think there's anything you can really argue in general for Kareem. I mean, he did it strictly from the paint. So that's not to take away, but I don't think he was necessarily a pure scorer because he wasn't three levels.
But this is what I'm saying, where if you are as good as Michael Jordan was from the mid-range, why would I take a three? I can take a mid-range. I can take a mid-range every single time. It's like asking Shaq to shoot threes.
But
I can tell you to go 2 feet away from the basket. You're going to score every single time. And so if we're trying to give Kevin Durant the title of pure scorer, it seems like a participation trophy. Because all the other accolades that we're giving everybody else in terms of racking up championships, finals MVPs, Kevin Durant doesn't have it to that level, so we say you're the best pure scorer.
He can do it in the most ways. I think that's what it comes down to. But I'm with you. If something works, why do anything else?
Exactly.
Look at civil discourse.
That was the most substance that we heard all day so far. No, we didn't go off the rails too much. Talked about scoring, listed all the all-time names as well. I like how that guy think.
My next claim is that KD is top 10 all time.
Oh, they got him quick as hell.
Kevin Durant is not top 10 all time. Actually, I think he's probably top 20 or top 30. The reason why we got so many players that we can name over him. We got LeBron, we got the GOAT, Michael Jordan, we got Kareem, we got Shaq, we got Hakeem, Steph Curry. Tim Duncan, Bird, all these players that are way better than Kevin Durant.
What puts Larry Bird above KD? Because if we're looking just from a statistical standpoint, KD has more everything. So I'm curious, are we talking championships?
KD keeps hitting the transfer portal every single time. Well, hold on, Larry Bird stayed with that team and has how many rings?
So you understand how the draft used to work back then, though, right?
Okay.
Back then, Larry Bird and the Celtics, famously, in case y'all didn't know, in '86 they won the NBA title and then had the #1 pick the very next season. That's not even possible today. So Celtics were able to stack dynasties, as were the Lakers.
Well, it actually is possible. So I'm gonna stop you right there. Did we not just see what happened to Dallas?
Well, I mean, they traded literally an all-time great. Luka Doncic is literally like top 3 right now.
You said it didn't happen, and it happened.
I mean, but they didn't win a championship, so that's not even in the same combo. You can't compare the two.
Let's go back to KD as being top 10 all time, right? The reason why he's not is because he has never been the best player on his team and carry that team to a championship. He had to go join the 73-9 Warriors to go ride Stephen Curry's coattail, and then he went to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Same thing. He got Kyrie, James Harden. Then he went to Phoenix. Now he's in Houston. He's gonna.
So let me start off by countering. Okay, I know this is a super touchy subject for Warriors fans, but Steve Kerr was on the Zach Lowe podcast June 14th, 2017, and he made the claim himself that Steph Curry was underneath KD in the hierarchy NBA players. He said it was LeBron, Kawhi, and KD. Zach Lowe said, isn't Steph going to be upset that you have KD above him? He said no, because he understands KD impacts the game in more ways than him right now. He said KD was guarding LeBron in the finals. He switched out and guarded K-Love, and he switched on the perimeter and guarded Kyrie as well. KD was the number one option on that Warriors team. I will not take away from Steph's impact offensively. Nobody has that gravity, but KD was the best player on that team, and Kerr said it himself. I go with the coach's word.
He's not a real coach. Get out.
What's going on here? What's going on here?
Theatrics.
Oh, it's
Theatrics.
707 damage right now,
Hold on.
too.
Before you get started, let me name my top 10. So before
Name your top 10.
Okay, you know, it's Bron. You got Jordan. You got Kareem. You got Shaq. I put Timmy D in there. You got Kobe in there. I got Hakeem in there. I got Magic Johnson. KD probably around 9, and I got Steph right there 10.
So you got KD at the bottom of your top 10. You got to understand there are a lot of boys that's going to come for that spot, and they're better than him. One, Jokic. We're going to add Jokic in there. So get
Jokic
KD out of there.
No, yeah, Jokic is entering some
So, yeah,
special
top
territory.
10, we got to add Jokic in there. Giannis. Let's add Giannis in there. So those two names right there kick KD out of your top 10, because the other top 10 you name, I'm with it. But then you got a lot of other people that's arguably in that position.
But how does Giannis at this stage? I can hear the Jokic, absolutely. But where does Giannis clear him right now? Outside of he has one more regular season MVP than KD. How is he clearing KD?
KD is way older than Giannis. Giannis got like his rest of his prime and the rest of his career to catch him in stats.
But you said right now. We're talking top 10 right now. You
Yeah,
said
I mean, right
he's
now,
already. But you just said he's got all the rest of his time to catch KD, so he's not in your top 10 now. So that's
You're
not
talking about
relevant.
Giannis. I can't say his name.
Antetokounmpo.
I'm not gonna say his name. But what you're saying? You're saying under the belief that Giannis is gonna fall off a cliff and just be non-existent in the next year or two.
I'm not saying that at all.
So if that's not gonna happen, then you know it's like unless he just, God forbid, just gone, then that's the only way he won't catch Durant.
This is the reason.
But even now, he's like right there with Durant.
I'm not taking-
top
Somebody
10?
check on Giannis.
This is what I'm saying. KD, like you're saying that like KD's gonna fall. Look, if it's something we know, whether you love or hate him, it's death, taxes, and KD's gonna average 25 on like 52, 53 every season. So you can essentially pencil him in. If he only plays 60 games a year, you can pencil him in for 25 years. So that's basically like 1,800.
scoring.
Hold on. That's like 1,800 to 2 grand points every year. Adding that to his total right now where he's at. So that puts him in 3 years in top 3 all-time scoring. And that continues to go, right? Because he's talked about how we know how much, if it's something he loves, it's the game of basketball.
Yes,
he doesn't
we
want to
know
leave
that.
it, right?
Right.
So while Giannis continues to progress and Jokic, yes, so does KD's career. What are we doing?
But the KD isn't adding anything to his career. Him scoring more points doesn't add
That's
anything
adding
else.
quite a bit.
No, it
That's
doesn't.
That's literally the only claim to fame for Wilt Chamberlain. That's like the main claim to fame.
Accolades.
He's got all NBA accolades.
Championships, MVPs, DOP,
He's got
offensive, all NBAs,
he's
all
got
that type of
championships.
stuff.
He's got an MVP. He's got
It was already
finals
mentioned.
MVP.
It was already mentioned. Durant, you gotta understand the biggest thing on Durant's thing that will always haunt him and will never leave him. That you, as a grown man, know he played on OKC. The 72-9 Warriors beat his team. He decided at the end of the season to go join that team because there was a big spike in the cap to where he could fit in to the team and join Golden State to get his two championships.
Why would that haunt him? But why would that? The only person that haunts is fans.
Them 2 championships don't count.
To y'all aren't real. The players respect it. The only people who have ever said this are fans. The players have always said that. That's just like fans saying they don't respect the Lakers bubble championship. Only people who say I was gonna say only people who say that are fans, bro. Fans don't matter, but the fans don't matter.
Top 10, Giannis, Jokic will kick him out.
But you're saying they're not there now. That's so my point is proven.
You
said they will kick him out.
Jokic is there now.
You said they will be. You've proven my point. You have admitted he's 10 now. That's okay.
Listen, KD's not even top 3 small forwards. He's not. Here we go. We have LeBron.
Of course. Yeah.
Larry Bird, who I don't know why people don't like to mention Larry Bird.
I think it's because a lot of folks didn't see him play and they haven't actually gone and watched some of his old games.
I've seen him play.
I believe you.
He's tough.
Trust me, bro.
I'm taking Kawhi Leonard. I'm taking Kawhi over KD.
I'm gonna tell you a fun fact.
I really am. I'm taking him.
No, I can understand why based on the potential.
I only named 3. Can I name 2 more?
I mean, you already wrong. You already wrong. But go ahead. I got something for Kawhi. But go ahead.
All right. Scotty, because he defends way better.
This is disturbing.
And when
y'all
Scotty,
can admit he's gone off the rails.
And when Scotty was the number 1 option, they went to the conference finals. Semifinals. They went there. We know. Listen, we know Scotty defends. KD is not an old-world defender. He really isn't. He really isn't. I'm not going to look at the number one option and be like, listen, I want KD on him.
KD's respectable.
No, he's just irrespectable. Respectable. Scotty defends. And then you know what? Since I'm kind of old school, I've seen a lot of basketball. I'm going to go with the Doc. I'm going to go with Julius Erving. He changed the game. Got rings with the Sixers. People have KD top 10. I don't even have him. What's that? I named 5 small forwards? I named 5? Like,
all right, I'll let you go. I got
Elgin Baylor. If you want me to go there.
All right, let me go there. Okay, let me go there.
If you want me to go there.
Okay, let me.
I'm definitely Bird, LeBron, Scotty, Kawhi. I'm taking them over.
Okay,
KD.
look, I know scoring is taboo. It's a taboo conversation here.
I mean,
but
it's
let me
more
tell
to
you,
it, the basketball than
Well, let me tell you something about Kawhi. I'm going to name a name of somebody who has more points than Kawhi, who's been retired for over a decade. It's going to sound crazy when I tell you the name. Monte Ellis. I can name 4 other folks like that in that same tier
You taking
of
Monte Ellis
Monte.
over Kawhi Leonard?
If Kawhi is as good as you say, what have the Clippers done under his tutelage? Because I heard a lot of slander for KD and what his teams haven't done.
What
have the Clippers
done? Like, listen.
I just hold on. I asked about
He carried Toronto.
He carried Toronto.
KD, what did we see KD do versus Toronto in the finals? He played how many minutes and did what? He was okay. I'm getting off. You named all these small forwards who are better. What has Kawhi done in his career to be better than KD's entire scope of his career?
He's got 2.
Scotty included in that too.
Okay, listen. So Kawhi has got a chip with the Spurs, and he was Finals MVP.
He averaged 14 in the finals.
No,
he didn't shut down LeBron.
No,
yes, he did. Look it up. He did not shut down. He got all this praise for shutting down LeBron. LeBron averaged 27, 9, and 9.
Finals MVP.
Man, listen.
Finals MVP.
Mention his
Toronto.
Mention Toronto. Do not mention. Yeah, no, Toronto. He absolutely carried
They both
them.
got 2 Finals MVPs. Correct?
You can. Those are not the same. Those are not weighed the same.
How they are not-
KD. Hold on, please. Hold on. Now, listen to this. We're comparing Finals MVPs. All right, this is KD's first one. We're gonna count. We're gonna compare KD's first Finals MVP and Kawhi's. KD averaged 35.5, 8.2 rebounds, and 5.6 assists. He shot 57% from the field and 47% from 3. In the finals versus Bron, okay? Kawhi, his first finals. I was off, excuse me. It was 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists with an all-time great Spurs team we saw there as well, just like KD was with the Warriors. Now, you're comparing those two. Which is a more powerful Finals MVP? Now, be real, man.
The one with the Raptors. I'll take that one.
That's not what we just said.
But I'll take that one. You said I'll take
I
that
said
one.
we're comparing. You said he's got 2 same as KD. I said they're not way the same. You said they are. And I just read you the 2. Which is more meaningful, man?
Listen. It's easy for KD. Like you come on, fan. Like really. Like we gonna do this? We gonna do this? KD on the Warriors, it's easy for him to average a bunch of points. You got 2 of the best shooters of all time.
Before the Warriors, that 2014 Spurs team was the greatest passing team and shooting team of all time. Check the stats. That was an all-time great team. That won 60-plus games. I think that Spurs team only lost 4 games. That team lost 4 games total in their playoff run. You're trying to – I know you're – so you're discounting – so you're saying the Spurs weren't an all-time great team that year.
Listen, they both got 2 Finals MVPs.
They're not weighed the same. They're not weighed the same. We know that.
How you going to be like, listen, $5? That's not worth as much as the other $5. It's $5.
You know they're not weighed the same. So 14 points is – so 16 points is the same as 35.
It's a Finals MVP.
Is it the same?
It's a Finals MVP.
It's 35 more than 16.
No, it's a Finals MVP.
It's $10 more than 5.
No, it's a Finals MVP.
Based off your analogy,
no.
It's $10 more than 5.
It's a Finals MVP.
You're not
Is it a Finals MVP?
It doesn't say Finals MVP. No, that's not worth more. This is worth more. You can't say that. They both Finals MVPs. Okay. Correct? Off topic, Steve Nash MVP.
But you hear from players. That don't count Steve Nash's MVPs. You heard that from numerous players.
This is MVP. He could go home and be like, yo, this is MVP.
Well, yeah, he can. But the player, I'm just telling you, same way you're asking me if it's weighed the same. That's all I'm saying, man. Okay. Yeah, appreciate you, bro.
If you're still watching on YouTube, comment, it's a Finals MVP.
The next claim is that KD is the greatest USA basketball player of all time.
This is the most calm I've seen him.
I don't believe it. It's a setup.
So say that again one more time.
KD is the greatest men's USA basketball player of all time.
Okay, can you do me something real quick? Put your sneakers on this table real quick. All right, that's 1, right? 2. Your outfit is confusing. You got a loser on top and you got the greatest winner on time on your feet. I don't understand. 3. His name is Michael Jeffrey
Jordan, period, hands down. There is no way in God's green earth in African American or Latino history you could even remotely say to yourself that Kevin
confirmed on Latino history.
Kevin Durant is a better USA ball player than Michael Jordan?
Okay, who's won more gold medals for USA basketball than KD?
Okay, who's
Nobody.
Okay.
Who scored more points for USA basketball than Kevin Durant? Nobody. Who has had the highest scoring single game for USA basketball, including FIBA, ever? Kevin Durant. Who has the highest scoring career average for USA basketball? Kevin Durant. He's won the most. He's done it at the highest level. His game is translated perfectly from the NBA to international ball, which is notoriously more physical. He's the one who came and rescued USA in 2020 during the COVID Olympics. We saw that. Dude, go watch the game. Go watch the medal game.
Okay,
yes, there is no greater player for USA basketball.
30 right now.
You up 30? Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
So the Dream Team, why were they important?
What was the competition?
No. Shut your mouth. Answer my. I'll let you
They
land.
were playing me out there.
I don't give a damn. Why was the Dream Team important?
We're talking individuals.
Okay, individually, and I'm telling you again, why was the Dream Team important?
They won gold.
No, besides that, because before that, they got embarrassed. Okay, in '88.
They were playing college. They
doesn't matter. They got embarrassed.
This absolutely matters.
No, I let you land. Let me land.
There's context needed here, y'all. It was college basketball players being sent by Team USA.
Did USA lose?
The Olympic team was the first time they sent professionals.
Did USA lose, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so what happened? They had to get the league, right? There's, you know what? We need the league, right? Who did they get? They got the shining star, Michael Jordan. What happened when he got to Barcelona? Michael Jordan couldn't even leave his seat in games. You understand? You had other teams wanting to take pictures with Michael Jordan.
Nothing. You lost.
Listen to me.
You
listen to me.
lost.
No, I didn't lose.
Nothing
listen to me.
said.
Listen to me. Hold on. I'm not done yet. You understand? If Michael Jordan didn't cook, KD wouldn't get his chance to play, dog. You understand? KD need to thank Michael Jordan for his check with Nike. Do you understand? How do you want to say that? You bugging, beloved.
You didn't make any claims.
I did make a claim.
Nothing you said goes against anything.
Listen,
like nothing.
dog, they don't matter. It is Michael Jeffrey Jordan, hands down, beloved.
Shout out Martin Luther Jordan, man. Martin Luther Jordan for the win.
He went from down 40 to down 20.
Yeah. First off, I want to shout out the cast and crew here because they actually found a Kevin Durant fan. That's crazy, right? I will say, it's not a crazy claim to say KD is the best all time. Let's bring up stats. LeBron averaged 16 and 7.3 in the Olympics. KD is 20 and 2, right? Yeah. So Kevin Durant, I mean, great score, right? But LeBron just did everything, playmaking. I think we have to think about when countries are looking at KD, it's like, okay, we double him, whatever, right? When LeBron walked in, everyone weeped. The country weeped knowing that they was going to lose. They switched sides to the other country like Kevin Durant does because LeBron's at that fucking team. Okay? I'll let you say your piece and then I'll go back.
Well, number one, LeBron actually lost in the Olympics prior to 08, the Redeem Team. Yeah. Respectfully, as the greatest USA basketball player, I think he's out of that combo simply because he didn't win nothing but gold. KD did.
All right.
Yeah, fair point.
Good point. Look. That is a good point, but I think LeBron represents, in a flawed country, LeBron represents everything right in America, okay?
I won this.
Hold on.
I won this one. I won this one.
Look. LeBron represents freedom. LeBron represents loyalty. LeBron represents domination. LeBron represents equality. Yeah. LeBron is motherfucking Captain America. All right? Look. KD can never. KD represents a snake. KD represents no loyalty. To wear that USA, you got to represent your country, and KD does not represent the values of America, okay?
All right, hold on. I gotta respond to that. I just got to respond to that. My only, great points. Captain America, I'm with it. My only thing, I think KD kind of embodies everything with the country simply because freedom. He had the freedom to go to Golden State whether people liked it or not. Hey, it is what it is. Hold on. He's got the freedom to respond to fans on social media as needed. Yeah, I'm with it. Look, Captain America, but KD's still the greatest USA basketball player. Yeah, you agree. What's good, Brody?
What's up, bro? You good?
Yeah.
I think when we look at Olympic gold titles and championships, that the weight of those titles and championships matter. Like Dirk's 1 is a lot more impressive to me than KD's 2. When it comes to the Olympics, Jordan's 2 means a lot more to me than KD's 4 because of the moments. We remember Jordan walking with that Barcelona sign more than ever anything KD did on the court. There's Olympic moments that are way more impressive than KD's. I remember Puerto Rico beating USA way more than anything KD has ever done in the Olympics.
I was just told that two things are completely equal. So if a finals MVP is a finals MVP, a gold medal is a gold medal.
That's
so
not combo talking. That's somebody else talking.
Okay, 4 gold medals is more than 2. Secondly, if we're going to talk about the weight of gold medals, who did Jordan play? Okay, so let me tell you something about who they played in the Dream Team. The amount of the amount of NBA players Jordan and them played, I believe the number was under 5. Total. Also,
tell me about KD's impact. I don't want to hear about all I hear.
I already told you.
But listen,
nobody scored
all
more.
I hear about is efficiency from you and KD. I want to hear about moments. I want to hear about the real.
Gold medals
not
are
about
moments.
the numbers. Are you an analytics nerd or are you a basketball guy?
A gold medal is the moment. That's all that matters.
But we don't remember that.
Yes, it is. How do you win a game? You have to outscore the other team. Yes or no?
I remember
yes
Steph,
or no? No.
fourth quarter more than anything KD ever did in these Olympics.
Listen, your hate is blinding you. 4 gold medals. We're talking about the greatest single. What does Jordan have? USA basketball. What does Jordan have more than KD of? Nothing. No more points.
What?
No more. USA basketball. He doesn't have more points. Doesn't have more rebounds. He doesn't have more gold medals. He doesn't have anything more USA basketball-wise than KD. That's what this debate is.
He has the killer instinct.
You haven't named a single moment. You named a Barcelona. What did he do on the court that you remember? What did he do on the court that you remember from the Olympics? Nothing.
I felt like I'm witnessing potentially the most successful rage bait I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen such good bait in my life.
My claim is that every athlete should utilize social media the way KD does.
The same way?
I like how he hops over that chair.
So your claim is that every athlete should utilize social media like KD does.
I'm saying as responsive. I'm not saying necessarily whether they should choose to engage with whomever they choose to engage with. That's their business. But they should be as responsive. If you say something to him, for the most part, he's going to respond, good and bad. We see consistently he engages with those who have thoughtful questions. We see him engage with those who are hating or say something he doesn't agree with. I think he's actively trying to control his own narrative, which I think LeBron sort of led the path in regard to you got to control your narrative before somebody else does. So
I mean, there's lots of ways to control your narrative. Like you said, LeBron doesn't get mixy with the people online. You know, he goes
on podcasts and does.
Yeah, he gets his podcast and he'll cherry pick interviews here and there. Durant is on Twitter going back and forth, calling people with a cream donut or all that. He calling people names. I forgot. It was something like
but don't they call him names though?
But here's the thing. You also gotta to be kind of serious. Here's the thing. You gotta understand mental health. Like I know sometimes when I get mixy, sometimes it weighs on my mind if I'm going back and forth with somebody, anticipating what they're gonna say back. When you're a high level athlete, we talking about a place that 99.9% of people will never achieve and never see. So your mental's got to be on point. We saw that in The Last Dance and how Jordan approached the game. Jordan was so great because his mental was ironclad strong. Kobe was Mamba mentality because his mind was strong. Your mind cannot be that ironclad strong if you're online going back and forth with people online talking and saying things and trying to monitor what you're saying, because we live in a society where it's so easy to get canceled. You say the wrong thing, you say something like shut your fat ass up. Oh, he's fat phobic. We
get him out of here.
Right, we taking your shoes.
Yeah.
That you run the risk of going back and forth with people online, and that does not serve a lot of, because you got to understand. I had a good friend, Pac-Man Jones, played for the Titans. Yeah. A lot of these boys come from the hood. Yeah, they came from the gutter, and they haven't got media trained. Yeah. They just came from, their friend just shot somebody, like some wild stuff. Mm-hmm. You throw them, they in the league now, they in the NFL or wherever, the NBA, they online going back and forth with somebody. It is very likely they will say something, bet I'ma see you. What? Whoa.
Yeah, we saw that with John.
Whoa,
yeah, we saw that with John.
There is a lot of people that should not be online going back and forth with people, because what's going to happen is you got a lot of basement dweller people who ain't never been outside, never touched grass, and they literally get off on Durant and all the people replying because they feel important now. Yeah. Like, oh, I'm important, because what's happening in social media is we got a lot of people who don't belong at the big kids table, who don't belong at the popular kids table, but now they think they belong because social media has equaled the playing field. No, sir. You live in the basement. You're never going to have an apartment. You just talking stuff. Yeah. KD, millions of dollars. Jordan, millions of dollars. Kobe, all these people got money. They live in a life. They can fly to Cannes, France. Mm-hmm. just whenever they want. We don't need to mix it up at all. And so some players say what you're gonna say, dip off and train and be great. Come back in, say a little bit something, and dip off.
So number one, I think you're preaching. I think almost everything you said there is accurate. And I'll say this. I think one of the reasons we sort of, as a society or a lot of people demonize how KD interacts with people on social is because they put him on a pedestal. To me, yes, he's an athlete, but he's nothing more than a man at the end of the day, right? I know if somebody tweets me, slandering me, I'm going to respond. If somebody tweets you or posts something on your Facebook page or something, slander you, you're going to respond. If we stop putting them on pedestals and treat them like regular folks who so happen to be exceptional athletes or professionals, then I think, we nobody will feel that way.
To whom much is given, much is required.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Actually makes sense.
Okay, so I actually am going to talk directly to Kevin because I'm pretty sure he's going to be honest in the comment section from this. I think you should probably stay off social media because it showcases who you are as a person, and that can impact the game beyond the social media, right? Like when he's in the game, we know he has a notorious reputation for having bad relationships with his teammates, and I think
that's never been a thing. That has never been a thing.
No, he does have a
bad relationship with his teammate. His teammates are constantly saying otherwise.
He just did a podcast with LeBron where he talked about his teammates being nothing more than sit in the corner, catch and shoot when I don't have another option. And he just did that to Brad Beal. He turned Brad Beal, an all-star, into a catch and shoot in the corner type of player.
KD was the one shooting. KD was the one in the corner. No. What are you talking about?
No. Okay. So, but back to the point. What I'm saying is, the stuff he does on social media showcases who he really is as a person, and it makes you see on the back end why some of his teams might not be so successful. Is he truly a leader if he's going on social media and ranting back and forth to people who, like he said, have never been in his position, don't know anything about the ins and outs of basketball truly? And then on top of that, we're all social media people in here, and we talked about it previously. You've been getting rage baited all day. People get paid to post online. So what people are saying, whether it's fact or fiction, you responding to it, you're putting money in their pockets, bro. It's not a smart decision.
Okay, so let me start with, yes, I was successfully rage baited once, but I think but I think we can say I generally stay even keeled throughout all this, even when people are yelling. Number two, I'll say this. With what I do, I feel very confident in what I do on a daily basis, my job. And I feel like if somebody's coming at me negatively, disrespecting what I do, what I've built, I'm absolutely going to respond.
Right.
It has nothing to do with whether you're getting paid for it or not. You're not gonna get away with just being able to slander me when it's inaccurate and it's
Kevin's job is to put that ball in the hoop.
He does.
My job is to be a social media person, and I'm telling you, Kevin, it's not a good look, bro. Don't do it.
But it's not a good look to who? Corporate America doesn't care. He's still fine on that front. So, I mean, it's only not good look to other fans.
If somebody claps at you, you have the right to clap back. But when you clap back, do you use a burner or do you use your account? Because my thing is you should stand on business, right? If people are clapping, you're clapping back, use your own account.
We've been seeing him use his own account. Literally, the only time the burner was mentioned was literally back then. That was in 2015. He only uses his account to respond. That's why he's on there all the time. You see his tweets. What does
him using a burner say about him?
What is he responding from right now? Is it his account or a burner?
Okay, let's say take KD out of it. Take KD out of it. Take him out of it. If somebody gets clapped at on social media, doesn't use their own account and uses a burner, what does it say about that person?
I can't tell you. I don't know the person.
You know him. It's KD.
You're saying that he uses his own account.
He does not. He uses burners. He doesn't stand on business.
Can I pull up? Can somebody pull up Twitter? I wish we could put up a screen of Twitter right now. He only responds. Like you're citing a very specific one incident.
I don't know. He might still have burners.
You literally tweet him that right now and see what he said.
Yeah, I don't have to tweet him.
He responds from his own account. That's what I'm saying. That was a valid concern, yes, when he did it. But if you go on Twitter at any point, he's actively responding to everybody from his account. So I mean, I feel what you're trying to say, but he's not using a burner.
I think sometimes KD comes off as a little insecure. And look, when you're a public-facing figure, you're going to get criticism. I get criticism all the time. You do not have to respond to every single person. You just don't have to. And also, as much as you do respond, you're not going to change the narrative. People are going to think what they're going to think. And you can only control what you're going to control. And to me, to be a strong-minded person, you don't have to go at everybody. You don't have to. I'm not saying he can't, but you don't have to. And to me, it shows a little bit of insecurity. And I wish the best for KD, and I feel a little bad for him.
I wouldn't say I feel bad for him.
I'm saying I do.
Well, the man's a millionaire. He
That's
can.
like
I mean,
money.
that's what I'm saying. I would
Okay.
never feel bad for anybody who's just got extravagant bread. There's no point. But yeah, I mean, but here's my other thing. I think when we think of when he responds on Twitter, people zero in specifically on when he responds to negative comments, but he's consistently responding to positive things. Every day
I'm not
is
disagreeing.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's when I say when they should use social media like that. It's just further interaction with fans who want that. Builds further relationship, and I do think there is pure correlation between sales and fans feeling like they are part of, you know what I'm saying?
I'm a social media guy, but social media is not for everybody. So to tell every athlete they should use social media, I don't think that's the right way to go. Like Kawhi, it's okay. He don't use social media. Jokic, he don't use
there's a
social
reason
media.
Kawhi doesn't get any sales on his New Balance.
Kawhi wins, and he was the best player on the championship team,
that-
and the
but
most important player on the championship team.
That's
what matters. Basketball.
Basketball.
It's a basketball
but he would
sport.
get. But I'm saying he would get significantly more if he had.
Maybe you don't want that.
Well, I mean, that's fine. Well, I mean, I wouldn't know. I don't know, but I'm saying, all I'm saying is like,
But you
this is
said
about.
should. I think you should be true to yourself.
Well, yeah, that's KD's self. Like, and also you saying he's insecure.
But you said should.
Hold on. Yeah. I mean, but here's my other thing too. And we always comment that he's insecure. As a human, nobody's fully 100% confident. Everybody has something they're insecure about. You have something.
Speak for yourself.
So you're not insecure about anything about yourself.
Nope.
At the end of the day, when it comes to telling players, hey, you should use your social media presence more, not everybody needs to say something or do something. There's plenty of players off the top of mind that we can name right now and probably be like, how people think about you would probably be better if you didn't type this or record this or hop on this podcast.
I mean, I'm torn, right? Just because there was a lot of good points made on both sides, and I do think, but I will say I'm going to go with the haters on this one because I think specifically the prompt was saying like to use it like KD does, and I agree with the fan in saying that engagement is important for sure, but pick and choose what you engage with because KD fanning the flames of stupidity only makes more stupidity. You know what I mean? So, like, if you're going to highlight somebody saying something dumb, the next person's be like, oh, I got to say something dumb in order to get noticed. And then we have a bunch of idiots on the internet. So
I'm a KD fan simply because I'm a fan of buckets, and I'm a fan of people who just care about basketball. Like, regardless of everything else going on, whether it's on the court or off the court, I feel like you can always go watch him play and just enjoy the beauty of the game. You know where his spots are, you know how he's going to get there, and you're going to see him impacted. And I enjoy seeing his passion for the game. I feel like there's not a lot of players who have that same level of passion. It's many who love basketball, but not as much as him.
Judges, discussing with yourself, who do you want to represent the haters?
I think I have to go towards the Nets fan.
yeah, between him and Combo, so I'm cool with that. Cool.
He's been giving me fits. I think that's genuinely a mismatch for sure.
All right, cool. Freddie BTV.
Let's do it.
We're gonna go with Freddie BTV in the middle with the black jersey.
I hate Kevin Durant because, yes, like you said, he has a beauty of hooping in the game. But understand, when you play basketball, you get to the NBA, you're getting paid. You're a professional. It is a job now. When it's a job, it's also about competition. You got other people that are getting paid that are trying to beat you, and you have to add that piece in. It'd be different if Kevin Durant was playing at Rucker Park, playing in the park, and just having fun for the love of the game. You need that, but when you get to the NBA, you got to have that dog, and you got to have that heart, and your heart got to pump for real. You got to come for the gusto, for rings, accolades, and glory. So you build a legacy when you talking about you getting paid. People, fans are paying their hard-earned money to come see you play, which funds your paycheck. And if you're getting paid millions of dollars, you got to come with it every day in competition.
I think the fan did a very good job. I think he came in with his talking points. He made good points to defend Kevin Durant. It was very logical across every round. But I think there's ever an episode of this show that's not based on logic, that's based on emotion and based on respect, and frankly based on bullshit. It's the Kevin Durant one, and the haters came with all the emotion, all the respect in the world. And I think to beat them with Kevin Durant and respect talk, you have to meet them with emotion. And I don't think the fan did that. So I'm going with the haters. You can't out logic Kevin Durant haters. It's not gonna happen.
I'm not gonna lie, you made so many great points, and they moved me. Especially you over there with the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander jersey. You made me want to root for America more than I ever wanted to ever, bro. Ever.
At this time?
But I'm going with the KD fan. I have to do so because he was very intentional with his words, and there were just so many inconsistencies. Through emotion naturally, there's going to be inconsistencies, but he remained consistent, similar to KD on the court. He got it.
I hate being in this position. Look, this is tough because if you talk about KD, the basketball player, if you're a basketball fan, there's no greater pleasure than watching him play basketball. If we're being real, he's up there with a lot of guys that any of us are privileged to watch play, for sure. And I think a lot of the negativity that comes around KD that was highlighted by the haters are just cherry picked from very select moments of his career that ultimately are defining his entire historic Hall of Fame career. But if we're just talking about the debate today, regardless of my feelings, I really appreciate that the fan came through prepared with facts and also very calm with a room full of people going against him. That is tough to do. But having said that, I do think that more times than not today, the haters came through and they have receipts and they explain exactly why. So I'm going with the haters today.
Congrats on the hate.